Not your ATM. He's your boyfriend. Boyfriend, not your husband. Boyfriend, not your father or your brother. Boyfriend. Understand that?
Oh my god.
Usimpe pressure.
Boyfriend.
Kama hana, yeye ni boyfriend.
Boyfriend.
Yeye ni boyfriend. Kama hana. This
was a debate. Sorry. It was a debate tukiwa, I think, class 8.
Yeah.
When social media platforms are now upcoming.
I remember a friend of mine asked, by the way, uko Instagram? And I was like, no. And I was like, ay, kwani wewe ni wa wapi? So for me, I felt like...
Hi guys, how are you? I'm Tina.
My name is Austin Akindo. This is episode 29 of Let's Go It podcast. And by the way, guys, we sat and thought, then we came up with what we are talking about today. And I want to tell you, at the end of the day, it's going to be fun. How about it?
I hope so.
It's going to be fun. So, I sat and asked myself, by the way, before we go there, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Because at the end of the day, we really appreciate your support.
Yeah.
So, I was thinking to myself that relationships, before they reach into that marriage, what do I call it? Marriage part, people usually go through a lot. And I thought to myself, why not do a podcast or an episode on stages of a relationship? And yeah, we've been talking. So let me ask you something. Are there stages in a relationship?
I feel like relationships have just evolved with Gen Z. I just feel like anyone can be in a relationship. Anyone can just say this is my girlfriend, and the girlfriend is like, he's just my friend. You can be in a relationship alone. Like, this is just a little evolving with Gen Z, and we're just like, okay, if it's a relationship, then it should be a mutual commitment. But I feel like right now many people are not into commitment as such because they are afraid of going through heartbreaks, blah blah blah, all that shit that involves emotions. I just feel like not everyone is into it. You can be a hopeless romantic, but in this world right now, you will just build up walls and be like, no, me I'm not into relationships. No. But if we even back check, like we just backdate you into 2019, 2020, you are a hopeless romantic. But what's happening right now? You're like, me, I don't have feelings even.
So now, do you believe the stages in a relationship?
I don't think so. I just feel like relationships happen.
Okay.
Ata utasikia ati when you tell someone you're not interested, they're like, we've been dating for a year.
Okay, it's okay. But for me, I think there are stages in a relationship.
Yeah, there are.
We have. No, there are.
There are. I'm just supporting you. Okay,
yeah. Come on, that's a quote, Melon. Okay, just take your part and say.
Let me explain myself. Like, yes, there are stages in a relationship. When we are talking, yes, but so in the practical world, we're like, we just met 3 minutes ago, but here we are talking about love. Wait.
3 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I mean, I was talking about a relationship whereby you sat down and decided that from today henceforth we're going to be a thing. You're going to be my girlfriend, I'm going to be your boyfriend, and we are committed to working together towards a common goal. That is what I'm talking about.
Okay, but if we're talking or if it's on books, yeah,
so reality happens. Guys, that sound opinion, I respect it. But truth be told, for me, reality, there are stages in a relationship.
There are stages.
Yeah, and some of these stages, you never know they're happening. The thing with Gen Z is that we don't know when it's happening. So,
can I say that Gen Z is so delusional at times?
Probably.
You see someone you like and you're like, oh my god, you've already built castles. We are married already. We have 3 kids there. Boom. Next minute, he does something wrong. I'm like, I don't want to see this person. Like, from good to the worst.
So now, that one gives me, there's this point of fantasy. The first stage is fantasy. You imagine things and build things. The first stage is
fantasy.
The first stage, according to how we are doing things. I'll give the points later on. like hapo kwa fantasy.
I just feel like hapa hakuna points. We just talk.
Yeah, see points as in points. The way it is just a conversation. But at the end of the day, to agree, I hope you agree with me that the stages in a relationship, the problem is that we don't see them. It's like we're seeing. You usually say that people see maroon instead of red.
Yeah, the red flags.
So now, I hope at the end of the day, tutafika hiyo point yenye. Now you get it. So I was saying that, yeah, we have stages in a relationship, and for me, I believe that there are like three. I don't know, yeah, three. But the other time when we were talking about this topic, you told me that there are four. The fourth one, I don't remember really what you said. But for me, the very, very first stage is the honeymoon stage. After now you've started dating. This is where things are now.
No, let's even start from friendship.
Friendship.
Ama, you just see someone and you're like, oh, he's the knight in the shining armor. Where, like, you see someone, have you ever been disappointed? Where? Pointed.
No, the only place I've been disappointed is in an exam room.
You have never been disappointed. Like, you look at someone from afar, and they really look good, and you think that everything is going to work out. Then watch a talking stage. Just the talking stage.
The only part I've been disappointed is you meet someone very beautiful, very handsome, but what aanze kuongea. That is the only disappointment they made. Continue.
Okay.
Yeah,
what I'm saying is that, have you ever looked at someone and you think that this could be the best person for me, but on a closer look, like sasa talking stage, you started knowing each other, then you're like, this is shady.
But you see,
or this is not working for me.
You see, whatever you're saying also, it falls under the honeymoon period, whereby now, so we are dating. The first 3 months, the first 1 month, it's like this is the person. She's so beautiful, he's so handsome, and you have these big dreams now to wata ile umeanza kuketi na yeye ndani sasa, now you understand like, this person doesn't brush their teeth in the morning, so this person who anapiga kelele akikasirika.
You know how much new love or that can you feeling, like, let's say you've been dating for like 2 weeks easy. I tell you, that feeling is so amazing. if you don't glow during that stage, then I don't know when you glow. I don't know.
Anyways, this stage, the first stage where people just talk, the honeymoon stage where it brings all the talking. Kila mtu kuanga amefurahia. And you're like, una introduce, that's my boyfriend, that's my girlfriend. Very happy. Mpaka kwa mtaa, they know, watu wawili. The other thing. Hey. Mambo ni nzuri, just like mna smile, mnanona. Just bado hamjajuana. You still don't know that person kwa undani kabisa. That is the honeymoon part.
But I feel like what happens, honeymoon, people don't do their homework.
Yeah.
You don't
you live in the present.
Yeah, you don't have meaningful conversations. All you're on about is about how you love each other, how you feel. But what about all this? It's not about love. Let me just tell you, there is no relationship that can work out in the present economy. I'm saying economy because money is a big factor. Money is a big factor. Let me tell you, if you know what you want, money is a big factor. There is no relationship that can go anywhere without one of these deep conversations on how you want to do things, how you want to pursue your career, how you want to do this and that, your dreams, are you willing to sacrifice, blah, 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 blah. If you don't have these conversations, I feel like you're leaving out a lot that might just blow things up.
Honeymoon stage people don't talk. We assume things are okay because now it's new love. It's new love. And come on, let me give you an example. For example, say umeletewa miwa sugarcane. It's okay. In the moment you're starting from top, iko tu sawa. But ukiendelea unaanza kuchoka jaws zako because of the chewing and all that. Mpaka utaacha, si ndio? So it's like that way. Ukipata kitu tamu ama kitu kizuri, the first time it's usually good, unaipenda. That's how a relationship is. Hapo mtambiana I love you. And by the way, this is the point where people text until sijui saa ngapi, they make calls 3 hours wakutu kwa simu. They don't even wakisema good night, sasa wanaambiana good night WhatsApp, then wanarudi kwa normal messages, wanaambiana good night. Isitoshe wanaanza kucall. This is that stage. But again, most of the relationships and after the honeymoon stage, why? Things now get ushaanza kujua mtu zimeanza kuwa very very bad, then you're like, it's not working for me. And now this is where Gen Z's huwa tunamalizianga safari.
I feel like honeymoon stage wish after 3 months.
Right? Exactly, past 3 months now.
Past 3 months now, it's like hi, woza.
3 months.
So
maximum.
now, is it right to say that, or how do you even say it? I don't know if it's a question or how it's gonna come out. But for you to know if a relationship is really working for you, do you have to judge it by the 3 months, or how long are you supposed to be in it? I don't know. But how do you
the
know
first 3 months you can't really judge because bado ni tamu, bado kuna sherehe.
And you don't really even know the real behavior of a person. You know, a person can pretend for 3 months.
And again, in 3 months, you can't really know who the person is. Because I feel like at times, most of our generation, we lose good things because honeymoon imeisha now, we're not patient enough to continue the safari. Then we're like, mimi sijiski. At times, we just lose things hapa too because of ile judging ya 3 months. Yeah, 3 months, okay. If you unaweza learn within 3 months, it's okay. But again, I wouldn't advise anyone to stop dating someone because now honeymoon period imeisha. Get to know the person. By the way, kwa kila mtu kuna uzuri wake na ubaya wake.
But it doesn't mean you have to compromise or settle for less, right?
That is you. But I think give time. Give someone time, understand them. You get? Like neza, for example, neza acha mtu because 3 months imeisha, now I feel like sasa tumeanza kuwa na hizi conversations, kuna difference in the way we think. Then I'm like, this is not working for me. Believe me, if it's not working for you, the next person to come, it will work for them. Now you'll be like, sasa mimi ndo nilimwacha. It's not that way. Because now umeanza kuona success yule mtu, progress yule mtu. At times, be patient.
Now, what are the wrong things that people do in honeymoon stage? What is it that you can say that, okay, this is what people tend to do in honeymoon stage and it won't really work for you?
Number one, we tend to believe whatever is happening in the honeymoon stage will last forever. The happiness, the I love you, I miss you.
To last forever. Then why are we dating?
And we imagine that hatutoi kupigana.
Okay, yeah, that one.
We imagine that
but the love
we'll be happy. Love itakuwa, but tuna assume that love itakuwa hivyo throughout, tutakuwa tuna smile. We forget that we'll fight.
I also feel like something wrong we do in honeymoon stage is explore intimacy on the other level. Let me just be blunt. Having sex in the honeymoon stage, you don't know this person properly. You know, human beings, you know, these hearts of humans, once they just have a taste and they're like, okay, that was good for my palate, but right now, no, I want something new. They jump ships. So don't have sex. Honey, don't.
Relax.
Just don't.
Be patient. Be patient. Nothing is going away. So then we don't practice patience in this stage. We're like, tunaenda na moment. Mbio, tunataka vitu vya haraka. Then you'll end up, now you find that most of us in this generation, in 1 year, umedate watu 6 tofauti. You ask yourself, wewe umedate watu 6. Then the other people unapata after you, they even never dated because they took time to understand. At times you might be the problem because now wewe unataka to the fun part, you're not ready to see the other side. Uzuri iko na ubaya. It's a 50-50 thing. Naweza kuwa mzuri sana, I'm laughing with you, but you don't know what I'm doing huko nje. So then we tend to assume things that ziko sawa. Sometimes things are not okay. These stage, it will be fun, but there are things that you really need to go slow on. It will be fun.
Another thing we do wrong is ghosting. Oh, and Gen Z, we're good at this. Once you see a red flag, you're like, God, you don't even bother to have a conversation about it. I feel like the most mature thing you can ever do is when you feel like someone is not for you, is that you sit down to talk and tell the person, I'm not interested anymore. Adios. not like, okay, not like
respectfully.
Just those 2 words, You
or
can even ask them,
disrespectfully.
are there any things that you want me to change on?
Uh,
Or I didn't like this and this about you. Is it just you, or is it coming from your background? Where is it coming from? Like, you're trying to understand, why is this person this way? And I feel like if we do that, when you proceed to the next relationship, you're like, I know myself better. Or I can do better.
Get time to learn yourself before jumping into conclusions. I think we are sailing the same ship. Hey, in the next relationship, get to understand yourself.
Yeah.
Then another thing is, we listen to our friends so much that we don't make decisions for ourselves. Kwanza hii, madam, I don't know where the problem is with ladies. Your friend tells you, it can't work. At saya pati pesa, oh saya cheki, he's not meant for you. Then wewe uko pale listening to this friend of yours who has been single for the last 10 years, ni kama hata ikuwa na mtu. You're listening to them. At times, I usually say that if you want to end your relationship, then have a best friend who is single. Utajua they can end your relationship easy, but most of them, minority ndio wazuri, but most of them kuwa na rafiki single.
But I still believe the good 25% of people who have single as best friends, their relationships survive.
Sijakataa. All I'm saying is majority wao marafiki single asi wazuri. So that is the first stage, honeymoon.
What else goes wrong in honeymoon? I feel like there are a lot of things that
honeymoon is never the
So problem. How long should a guy take to start giving money, or how long should a girl take to start borrowing money? Because at times a girl needs help.
One, I don't know how it sounds. I'll give this answer. I'll answer the question in so many ways. One, he's your boyfriend, not your bank, not your ATM. He's your boyfriend, not your husband. Boyfriend, not your father or your brother. Boyfriend, understand that.
Oh my God.
Usimpe pressure.
Boyfriend.
Kama hana yeye ni boyfriend. Yeye ni boyfriend. Kama hana. The same way nitasema, if she can't wash for you, wewe usimsumbue. So I think this stage usianze kuitisha pesa.
So what are these privileges that we shouldn't be enjoying at this
honeymoon
girlfriend boyfriend stage? No, you've said.
Wait. At the end of this episode, I'll answer your question.
Answer my
question. Because we still have other.
If we don't answer, remind us in the comment section and let us know, what do you think of this? What are some of these privileges that the guys or us, the girls, should not be enjoying in the girlfriend and boyfriend?
By the time I'm giving the last stage, I'll be answering your question. Now, let's proceed to the second stage. What do you think the second stage is?
I even forgot.
Good. The second stage
but I know the third one is the love stage.
Wait, the second one now is trials and tribulations.
But now let me ask you.
Yeah.
Why do most people believe that for love to be there, you have to be struggle, like the Romeo and Juliet, like, oh, now the guy is coming and I'm running to him.
Let me ask, the Romeo and Juliet thing, is it really real?
It's a script. I'm just saying, like the Romeo and Juliet thing, does it have to be all struggles? There are people resting in love, honey. They are.
I was saying trials
and tribulations,
challenges. Hapa ndo kuna mawimbi, hapa ndo kuna watu wataruka kwa frying pan wengine kwa moto. This is now where majority waliobaki. Sasa hapa majority waliobaki wanaacha. Wengi watia hapa sasa. Wale wenye proceed to the second stage. Sasa hapa ndio inakuwa shida. Because
I feel like this is where we now start dealing with let me just be plain with you. This is where we see a red flag.
Exactly.
And we either let it pass or tunaiona kama pink. Ama kidogo you're like, babe, you have to change this one. You want to fix 99.9% of a person.
So this is where you also compromise.
Like, you compromise. And I feel like this is where most ladies settle for less at times. And this is where this is where you know a guy who loves you. A guy who loves you will change for you. If he doesn't, walk away, girl. Just walk away.
A guy who loves you will change.
Yeah, he will.
Why is it that the lady won't change? If you love that person, you will change.
Okay, yeah.
Hey,
They will both change.
so this is that
but
stage.
guys are known to be notorious. I'm sorry, I'm cutting you.
Brian will never change anyways. Akina Dan, Akina Voke. So I was saying, this stage, happen in this stage, Mangumi and all that stuff. Because now you start to learn someone. You start to get to know who they are. Now, hapa tunaweza sema you can start asking for money. Kidogo tu, but ukinyimwa, kubali. So this stage, kuna kuwa na issue ya you want to say this, I want to say this. They're two different things. But sisi wote were pushing to be heard. Hapa kama hatuta compromise, if we don't sit down as adults and come up with a solution that will benefit both of us, then tutaanza, oh, it's not working, it's not doing. Then now comes in the third party that you're saying. That's a single friends wanaingilia hapa. And this is where now
even the pretentious ones.
Yeah, and now temptations zitakuwa mob. This is now where you get people who like you. Now, ile time ulikuwa single, they were never there. This is that stage.
Now this is where God sends all the connections that you lost like 3 years ago, and I don't know if I'm saying it's God, because honestly, why would you meet your bestie of high school after 4 years?
Hey.
And you're in a relationship and you're like
trials and tribulations imefika 4 years. Hiyo mmepigana sana.
No, and like it's after 4 years
okay,
of
I get it,
besties, and now maybe you're into your relationship 4 months like this. Then you're like, "Hey God, why me?" Now this is where you start to have to know your feelings. You have to understand them.
You stage ni shida. This stage, the second stage, it's like it's the hardest, yet it's the easiest. Because it's easy when you sit down and talk. Dialogue inakuanga kitu muhimu sana.
Communication.
But now, most of us have to understand that it's not always sunny, it's not always roses kila siku. At times, vitu zinakuwa ngumu. Inakuwa pilipili, inakuwa limau. So, when we don't sit down and talk as adults, relationship itaanguka. Hapo ndo tutaanza kutukanana. Hapo ndo tutaanza kurushiana vitu. Then, this is the stage where now, tutaanza kwenda social media, tunaanza kurushiana maneno. Simply because something happened in the house, na tuelewani. Or something happened, like people in this stage. My friends.
This is also where you get to know more about your partner. This is where the past starts to come back.
Exactly.
This is where you start to fight your demons. This is where you start to project your emotions. This is where you get to know if you can really understand. You can really understand what another person is feeling, because I'm made to understand that when you're in a relationship and you have an argument, you have to put each other in each other's shoes for the argument to dissolve like completely and be like, okay, yeah, I understand you. You have to be in each other's shoes.
Then this stage is where now you start making the hardest decisions, because you're like, oh, tuko watu wawili, si mtu mmoja. So hapa ndio mapenzi imeanza. Stage 1,
that was like everything is good.
I like you. Don't natumia the word I love you, but it's I like you. So hapa ndo love inaanzia kidogo.
Now this is why you'll get to know if your partner can stick with you through thick and thin.
Gen Z stick na wewe. Gen Z. But anyways, this is that stage. This is that stage.
This is where you get to know if your partner overspends, if they're extravagant, if they like wasting resources. This is where you start advising them and they feel like
unawadunisha. This is
why did he have to say that?
This is when now you know your girlfriend hajui kupika chapati. This is now when you know your boyfriend.
Those are privileges.
This is This is now when you know boyfriend yako miguu hunuka. Ile stage 1 huko unajua because mlikuwa mnapendana. Sasa hapa ndio unajua umerealize miguu yake inatoa harufu mbaya. Because now you start noticing details. Stage 1 you assume hizo tu ni hivyo. This is where a lot of things happen, because now you're in the 4th month kuendelea. Mambo imeanza kuchemkia hapa. Then my point is, at the end of the day, many relationships will die at this stage. Not all of them will make it to the last stage.
So what
Because
are some of the things that people fail to do right in this stage, or what are some of the things that people can do right
in this stage,
in
number
this
one,
stage?
poor communication. That is one. Poor communication. If we can't talk properly, if you can't agree on things, if you can't sit down and talk about things, hapo hatutaielewana. Another thing, we now start assuming that mtu ni mbaya or sijui mtu anipendi simply because we had an argument. Another thing we tend to forget is we tend to forget that now we are starting to know this person. Yeah, tutajua mingi kumhusu kama ni mtu hasira, mtu mtulivu and all that stuff. We tend to forget that hizi vitu zote zitafanyika. So poor communication. Yeah, this is what happens in this stage.
For me, what I would say is that communication, yeah, that's a thing. The next thing is, I don't know, why would you get into a relationship with unfinished business? Like, that's even in makosa in the first place, because now when your past starts to come back, you'll be like, oh my god, I don't know what to do. The next thing, we've seen red flags as pink or maroon. Once you see a red flag, I feel like it's enough topic for a conversation between the two of you. You want to talk about it. Okay, so now babe, we want to talk about why you're not brushing your teeth. Get to understand. Another thing is that don't be too judgmental. I feel like that is where most relationships fail. Don't be too judgmental, because it's like, okay, this is a person I want to build life with. He did this, but why? Did I have a part in pushing him to do that? Did I do something wrong, or is it something that your village people, I know that is too extra, but what I'm saying is that, is it something that umekuwa nayo for a while and you're used to doing it? Like, don't be too judgmental. I feel like that is spoiling the broth of a good relationship.
Then another mistake is, in this stage, people listen to the third party more than they listen to their partners. Because now your friend comes and tells you, siku hizi hakupendi, achana naye. Then the other person tells you, ule dem nilimwona na chali nyingine. When you start listening to other people, believe me, mtafail kwa hii stage. This stage iko na mambo mob sana.
And I have a secret. This one is a secret. And if you get to hear this one, it will work for you always. In this stage, this is the stage to talk about everything. Even those things that you think they don't matter, they are very important. Why? Because once you start to be secretive, then let's say you just decide to push with the relationship for like the next 2 years. How will you have that confidence to talk about things? How will you know that I know everything? I know 100% about a person. How will you know? Like, if you're not being honest, or if you're hiding things, it means that you are not being vulnerable, number one. Number two, at some point, which means it will come at a point when your relationship is starting to be serious and you feel like, okay, we can take it to the next level now, the trash will start to come out. And then you'll be like, oh, I hate myself. You will fall into depression. That one I promise you. So don't be secretive. Talk about everything.
Yeah, talk about everything. This is a stage where you just be open. At times I usually tell people that
hakuna shame hapo.
What's a marafiki wakuite simp and all that stuff, but you know what you want, you know what you're doing. When you tell someone, you're dating someone, and you tell them, this is me, this is what I did in the past, and I've stopped, or I'm working on stopping it.
Struggling.
Yeah, this is what happened in the past. Bado sijaachana na, but with time itakuwa sawa. At least the partner gets to know ni mtu hivi na hivi.
So then, I have a question. We know exes come back. How do we have this conversation about exes? Do we go into details, or do we just say there's just this girl named this and this, we have this and it's done?
Give details, my friends. Give details. Because when you don't give details, the ex might come, then vitu zianze kulipuka. Then ex a change story. So just give details to be on the safer side, and don't lie about anything. If you know that your ex was toxic, tell your partner. Atakuja atafanya hivi na hivi. This is what they'll say. Then when the ex comes and does whatever you say, believe me, partner wako atakuwa na that form of trust in you because anajua okay, he told me or she told me the truth and it has happened. At least hapo mko sawa. Don't be secretive in this stage. Anyways, watu wengi wishia hapa because now tuna assume things, watu hatupendwi, tunaficha vitu. It takes us to the last stage. The last stage is what we call the love stage. Very few people make it to this stage. Now this is where the real love starts. Now, in this stage, I believe this is when now your partner now gets to give you the privileges. They come here kwa stage. Kule mbele still hazikuwepo. This is where your partner can take you to the hospital. Doesn't make sense.
No, I'm just saying privileges.
Okay,
this is where they start to give you the privileges.
The X will be there. That's by the way, able to tell me the truth. That's why my English is never. I'm not good at speaking Kizungu.
No, I'm not talking.
Thank you.
I'm not talking about your grammar. I'm just laughing because you say that. But did you say you want to tell us the kind of privileges we shouldn't what?
Now this is where they come in.
Okay.
Because it's the love stage, the final stage.
I'm listening.
Now this is when your partner will take you to the hospital. This is where your partner will buy you sanitary pads, boxers, panties, bras, and all that stuff. This is now when your partner will cook for you. This is now when your partner will assume husband duties or father duties. Because now, okay, it comes at this stage. Now they start doing some of the things that it's not
husband duties.
Husband duties. So they give you money. They give you money, they dress you, wanawapeleka kwa hotelini, wanawapeleka kutengeneza nywele and all that stuff.
So money is the husband duties.
Can I tell you something?
Sure, I'm listening.
The money they give in the house. Men, young people, if you're a male person, work so hard that you be the provider in the house. Be the giver.
The giver in relationships. I feel like
because
it's a gift.
Yeah, just be that person. You are the head of the house. And don't take it in a way that now you start controlling things. No. We will provide for the family. Even for husband. When you become a husband, provide for the family. Make sure that they don't lack. Try and work so hard. Your wife, kazi yake will be to is it? Kukusaidia places anaona you need help. It's just to support you. But most of the thing, as a husband, as a man, it's for you to do it. Hii mambo ya 50-50. I usually say 50-50, but truth be told, 50-50 haitakusaidia. You do your part as a husband. Your wife akitaka kukusaidia akileta 50-50 ni sawa, but always have a backup plan in case 50-50 yake imefail. You can still be
now
that
this
person.
one is for the husbands.
No.
Yeah,
let's go back
to for the husbands.
Yeah, let us go.
We're still talking about boyfriends and girlfriends.
So this is now the stage where now ushamuelewa mtu.
You can be a psychologist.
Now ushamuelewa mtu, you've understood someone very well. Love stage, mmeanza mapenzi sasa vizuri. You know that okay, we can. This is now me. This is you. Tukiwa na shida ya tumekubaliana.
We understand each other.
We understand.
Shida kukasirika na kuclick.
And we are ready to work with that. What happens in this stage? Sasa now, as a lady, you can decide, okay, acha nikuwe nikipikia. It's you to decide, but not me to force you. As a man, I can say, okay, let me now start
doing things for her.
Yeah, this is that stage.
Man.
This is when you enjoy. And I will say, many people fail in stage 1 and 2. When you wanna make it to the last stage, how to kwanga lucky sana.
Now I see where the resentment is coming from. The resentment now is when you start doing love stage things in stage 1 and stage 2. Now imagine you met this beautiful chick. You've decided to pay for her hair, dressing, nails, closet, shoes. You've even gone to the extent of paying her fee. And she hasn't told you that she loves you. Maybe she's saying, but she's like skeptical. Then if it doesn't work out, you're like, I did everything for you.
Let me ask. Simps walifika stage ya kulipa hadi fee.
Hey, you call them babe. Imagine I have
Simps walifika stage.
no. Now you call them babe. I don't have money. Like I have a deficit of 10K. Can you send me the money?
Stage one.
Can you send me the money? Anatuma wholeheartedly. Then ikifika kwa tribulations, then the girl starts seeing red flags. Yeah, Shaenda, you're remaining there. You dedicated like, I don't think all those things right now can be less than 100K in this
plus
area.
fee.
Plus fee
100K.
Okay,
wait,
let's
you just
give it $500,000.
$500,000. That's like 2 million plus.
2 million
Now,
plus. Now, I'm even talking about these people who give 5K for go and buy shoes.
Yeah, and I'm
in as much
baby
as
girl.
Yes,
They call you baby girl. People from Nyanza.
Now this one is where those people who we usually say that when your ex gives you something, they shouldn't take it back. Sindio? Now, anafikiria, I have given like my all in this relationship and she just did this.
That is not even a
now I understand where the resentment is coming from.
Whatever you're explaining now, you're kwanza kufanya things that you're supposed to be doing in the last stage. That is now the highest level of foolishness and stupidity.
No, let's not call it that because I feel like maybe unaweza kuwa umepea mtu the feeling of wow, I'm so loved. I love you so much, like you're my best bet in this world. Let's just call it ignorance.
That's
you just think that when you give a babe money, they can lay it all down for you. Lakini
anyways, that is another different stage that
I'm talking about the resentment.
Yeah, so now I get your point. But what I'm trying to say is, like, why would you do things that you're not supposed to be doing in the first step?
Because I feel like you're obliged to.
So now what is happening actually is people don't understand the stages of a relationship.
Yeah.
Now you get settled by the end of the episode. You'll have learned that there are stages in this relationship. At least now you're getting it. So I was explaining the last stage. Where now you start giving all now doing these things out of free will, not being forced. And when you do something out of your own will, hata ile kumuitisha haitakuwa rahisi. But there's a thing that happens in this stage. Suppose you break up in this stage. This is now when you know that depression huwa kitu yenye inafanyika, because now you are invested everything, your feelings, your emotions, all this. I'm not talking about material things, money and all these, but the emotions and the feelings and all these things, you have invested them. When you break up at this stage, it's so painful, so painful. Imagine you've been dating for maybe, let's say, 3 years, maybe at the last stage, then you just break up. 3 years happened one day. People date for 10 years. Imagine.
Yeah, then, just like. Why would you waste someone's feelings? Because I feel like you have known them all the while.
But you see, at times people break up. Si kubaya, but they sit down and talk. Say, okay, it's not working. We've really tried. Because at a stage, iko na shida zake, iko na challenges zake. Because nina mtu, you've been understanding and all that. Mmefika stage when things start going bad.
You have pushed someone when they felt like they couldn't go on.
Sasa unajua mmefika mwisho. It happens. People can break up. Like, but this is the best stage. If you want to feel loved, make sure mmefika the third stage. It's the best.
But let me be honest. The
problem is, ukiwachwa ama ukiachana, it will hurt you so much.
Let me be honest with you. I feel like most men who drop ladies at this stage, they're always like, I'm not the best person for you.
Can I tell you something?
They're just like, you deserve someone better.
I'll tell you something.
They just feel like when they get married to you, or when they marry you, it's like you will outshine them, or they feel like they will never be enough for you.
Okay, great, thank you. Now, this is where also ladies make mistakes. And if you get point here, a man tells you, I'm not the right person for you. Ask yourself as a person, what did you do? At times we blame men. We never look at the other side. And by the way, Mimi was Ifichi. I'll just tell you the truth. And I'll have the other side. So here we'll say, oh, the guy may say, oh, it's not working. Nini. Ask yourself, what did the lady do? Because he states in our show, if a man truly loves you, ataketi, atakuwa anaangalia, anaona unafanya mistake, but an overlook. But ifike point ya ye mwenyewe anakuja anakuambia, okay, it's not working, and I feel like I'm not the best person for you. Na mmefika this stage, hapo jua kuna shida. Because naturally, I'm meant to believe that men hawatosheki. That is what unapata, oh, hivi. Ukipata mwenye ametosheka na wewe, and it happens that you break up.
But why are men so hard to satisfy?
Sasa kuna maswali mengine watu wajuu watajibu. Me, I can't answer that. But what I'm trying to say is, let us not
let
just
me know in the comment section why you think
let us
men
not just blame men
are not satisfied, or
even
some men cannot be satisfied, or they just like in a different world where they think you can just be more and more and more and more. But I feel like women can also be more and more and more and more.
I was waiting for that. I was waiting for that point. Also, women have a problem. To see blame to men peke yake.
No, I'm saying women can just be more and more and more.
More and more and more what?
Like they can also be adored in a way that they're made to feel like they are enough.
It's okay. The thing is, you should also learn to understand that men pia huwa wanakosewa. But just society has made people believe that men are robots. We are not robots. We have feelings, by the way.
No,
we have emotions.
No. Let me just tell you. We are not saying that men are robots. That is how the society thinks of you. Strong men. I don't want to be strong.
So if we are strong, we are not supposed to be hurt. If we are strong, we are not supposed to say that relationship imeisha.
That's the society. We're not the society here. I mean, it's let's square it. That's the society.
But this stage a lot of things happen. This is where love starts and all that. But
it's either make or break.
And if it ends at this point, utalia. May usually tell people, utalia. This stage is the most hurtful.
And this is where you get that ex that you can never forget, the one you will always go back to.
But
the one that you can cheat on your husband with,
but at this point, you really can't allow other people to come in easily, because now you've built a lot na huyu mtu emotionally and all that.
You can even go back to being together. Like,
it will make it work. Yeah, for you to move on from that relationship that imekasana, it takes time. You can try and tujaribu, if it works, if it doesn't, mtaachana, mtarudiana. This is that stage. A lot of things happen in this stage, but people never say it. So, just like I said in the beginning, that we have 3 stages now: the honeymoon, trials and tribulations, and the love stage.
You were supposed to tell me the privileges that people are not supposed to enjoy.
Apparently, you're not attentive in class. I said
I was. Now I want you to like list them down, because I know number 1 it's money, cooking.
Why is money usually a factor? Ladies, you can't talk without mentioning money.
Money is a factor. Okay. Because how the hell can you love a girl for 2 years and tell her, I'm not your father, I can't pay for you? Yeah.
Are you married at that time? 2 years.
No.
Thank you. If you're not married, there's nothing. If I have decided to give you money and I'm your boyfriend, you're only from me. Don't come and start. And this is now where people make mistake. You start demanding for money. Hey, girls, ladies, understand. He's not your father, your husband, or your brother. Okay. If you want to demand for money, end up out when you.
But now, with this dating style, I don't know if it's supposed to be a topic or we should just talk about it here and just get it done with. I feel like most of the ladies who don't have dads, I'm not stereotyping, I'm not trying to say that they are. I'm not trying to speculate. What I'm saying is that I feel like most ladies who haven't experienced that father's love look for dads in relationship. That is the daddy issue.
You see,
They
when
will
you don't
always
get
go to.
something,
Mhm.
you'll always want to find Iokitu in someone else. Because one, you never had the experience of living with a dad, sindio?
Mhm.
You see, when you're going for a relationship, ini kitu itakusumbua. Because now you're like, oh, na hapo inaleta point ya you start feeling like all men are the same. Once utaingia kwa this relationship and you get that love that you missed at some point in life, believe me, you'll ask yourself, is it ni mimi kweli? That's a privilege, by the way. Being loved, unajua kupendwa, it's a privilege on its own. We're not talking about money, but your point, yeah. Getting your point, yeah. So yes, they look for that love. They look for someone who will actually fill that gap, not to them alone, but peer, if in case they get
But you
married.
know what father's love entails? It's about, they will always go for dating older men who have money, number one, because they want to be taken care of. Yeah, they want to be taken care of. I'm so keen with this because I have friends who don't have dads, and if I'm looking at the pattern of them dating, they are always going for older people who can take care of them like their own child. Have you eaten? Have you done this? Oh, this. They want to talk about everything and nothing. Have you ever seen how a dad and a daughter relate? That's how they want their love language translated.
Yeah, we get it. And I think it's a conversation the second stage. You can get, by the way, I usually say that you can have a 63-year-old boy and a 23-year-old man.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Your information, you use it the way you want it. Mimi sitakunisaidia. A 63-year-old boy and a 23-year-old man.
We should do definitely we should do an episode on daddy issues, because I feel like this is where most mistakes go on. This is where there's a lot of healing that needs to take place. This
Daddy
is where
issues.
daddy issues.
Why don't people talk about men who haven't been brought up with their moms? Why do people, anyways?
The mommy issues can just be in a lot of contexts. Yeah, they can. We'll talk about that.
So that is it. That is the three stages. So remember, get to learn, get to understand which stage are yours. Then get to know what is happening at what stage. Usianze kufanya vitu stage 3, stage 1.
So I'd like to ask you, in as much as is it the talking stage or the tribulation stage where we're supposed to understand the other party?
It starts from the end of honeymoon stage.
At the end of honeymoon stage.
So
let's look at things that are totally unacceptable. Like you're trying to understand a person, but to what extent is understanding
don't force things out. You see, I usually say that when you give someone the chance to open up on their own and they feel like telling you watakwambia. What I know is if someone
not acceptable in terms of doing, for example, cheating is not acceptable. Having
best friends of the opposite gender, it's not.
It's a conversation,
my friend. If you're having best friends of the opposite gender, hapo ndo utajua bestie ukuanga real. For me, okay, I just want to be honest. For me, I don't want to have female best friends. I don't want. And I don't want to be talking to them kila saa. You'll start building things in their minds. Meaning they're dating you and you're not there. So if it's me and my relationship, not me and these other imaginary things outside here, avoid having best friends of the opposite gender, because saa yote kutakuwa na shida. It's bestie.
For me, what's unacceptable is cheating, number one. Then micro cheating. What? No, that's the next episode now. The cheating, number one. Number two is someone who makes you feel a lesser person, or someone who stereotypes you, someone who just doesn't want to accept who you are, and they're just like, you're always this way, you're always this way. They're not even making a point of you need to improve on this. They're just like, they just want to tell you you're a bad person, period. They don't want to be convinced otherwise. I feel like if you pick up or you just walk away.
Yeah, so I think work on the three stages and get to understand. So for me, that's it for me this episode. Unless you
Yeah,
have
same
something else.
here.
So
Mm-hmm.
thank you very much for staying till the end. We really appreciate your support. We really appreciate those who watched to the end. And I hope you've learned something. And I hope you'll try and implement some of the things that we say. Though there are opinions, but at some point, if you try and get to learn and pick what is valuable to you, it will help you. So that has been it for today.
Our
Do not
social
forget.
media handles.
Yeah, do not forget to follow to communicate with us in our different social media handles. Instagram, that is
Let's square it. Podcast.
TikTok,
Ostina underscore 254. We
yeah,
don't have Facebook sadly.
Facebook now.
We're on threads. Yeah, we're on threads. Mm-hmm. What else? YouTube, the comment section down below. So be free to comment. I asked you, what privileges do you think we
Don't mention money. Don't mention money there. I just ladies with money, please.
That's the gist of the comments. If you have money there, just mention down below.
That's it for today.
Yeah, bye.
See you in the next episode.